All right, all right, all right. Little late getting on here, but we're here nonetheless. We're here nonetheless. Oh, we need to give a thumbnail. We need to give a thumbnail. How do I do that retroactively here? Either way, Virginia Tech just hitting a field goal right before we came on. And the score is now 10-0. 10-0, as they say. How do I change the thumb? Here we go. I know how to deal. What's going on, Yoda? In the WreckTalk stream, he is. I think I put it on my desktop. There it is. Now we've got the right thumbnail. I spent 2 seconds doing it. Virginia Tech a 6.5 point favorite. I think that's right. I didn't do a prediction or anything for these games, but when Sea Dog and I were going through the entirety of the ACC schedule, I was as certain as I could be that Virginia Tech was going to win this game. As bad as they've been, Cal's worse. Cal's dog shit. Cal lives and dies with their freshman quarterback. Yeah, Sega Patootie Duty. Honestly, the ACC might have the bottom two quarterbacks as far as interception rate. The first one I know is who Tech's playing tomorrow, Ricky Collins at Syracuse. And it would not surprise me if this Cal quarterback is second to last, because I think they're both around 10 touchdowns on 7 interceptions, something like that. Yeah, something like that. But it's bad. I'm on a plane in Denver, about to take off, headed to Atlanta for the game. What are you doing in Denver? You getting high? They got legal pot out there. You had to get you some? I don't blame you. Hell, I ain't judging you. Go get high out there in California if you want. Oh, you live out there. Okay. Well, I'm assuming you're from Atlanta, or you went to school at Tech. Yes, has to get high. Ready for the game tomorrow. Go Jackets. Yeah. I think the line moved from 18.5 to 16.5. 01 to 06. All right. Sweet. What was your program of study? Yeah, I'm ready for the game tomorrow too, man. I'm going to be there bright and early. I'm going to show these people what the intensified beef products are about. Industrial. Okay, yeah, well, I don't know if it was then. I know for the longest time, Tech had the #1 industrial engineering program in the country. So congratulations on that. Trips this season. Is this miles? Yeah, miles left to travel. It's 45 to 4,000, basically 4,500 miles to Virginia Tech and back, and about 4,000 to Louisville and back. Why is Cal wearing the Green Bay Packers helmets with the C on them? Still do, baby. That's good to hear. This would be a big win if we can get it, because it clinches Key's first 8-win season. Yeah. And it would be an improvement over last year. I mean, kind of in the preseason, we were all saying, like, hey, really need to get 8 wins before, for us to feel like we're continuing to move in the right direction. So, yeah, it would be big. Just got home. Do we want Cal or Virginia Tech to win? We want Virginia Tech to win, probably, because Georgia Tech, Virginia, Louisville, and Miami all play Virginia Tech, and if they beat one of those teams, we probably like Virginia Tech to have more wins than not. Yes, and Tech's strength of schedule, but it helps all those other teams' strength of schedule too. It's a weird year in the ACC. I also started thinking more about how that tiebreak system works. And hold on here, 2nd and 6 for Cal. Quick throw, man. They completed it, but a boy about stepped in front of it. They get a first down out of it. 6:50 to go in the first. So with the tiebreak scenarios, let's say Georgia Tech ran the table, and then it came down to Louisville or Virginia getting in. Basically, it's a head-to-head matchup. Then Virginia would get in over Louisville. But same scenario, but Tech takes a loss, so they're all tied. Then Virginia gets left out because of strength of schedule. So the argument would be, yes, Virginia lost the head-to-head to Louisville in the three, but if there's a three-way tie and you're trying to decide who, they all have equal right to go out of the three, then I guess the thinking is, well, Georgia Tech didn't play any of those other schools, so how can you automatically say they go? I guess that's the thinking of it. I still think it's dumb. I don't think it's as dumb as I originally thought, though. Or I think I understand it a little better a day after than I did the day of, I guess. Second and 6 here for Cal. Cal down 10 early in this game. Just beyond midfield on the Virginia Tech side. They'll hand it off. One cut. Bounces off tackle. Ends up getting like 4 yards out of nothing. He is your most improved player on. Are you saying who? Who is your most improved player on each side of the ball for Georgia Tech this year? Mine's Isaiah Canyon on offense and a Montre Bradford on defense. Well, if you're saying most improved player, they would have to be players that played last year, like a significant amount, which Isaiah Canyon and Bradford didn't. I have to think about that. 3rd and 2 here for Cal. Quick screen. They'll convert. Big play for Cal. They'll end up getting like 15 out of it. Oh, you mean from game 1 to now? Let's think. I mean, on offense, it's hard to say. I mean, it's hard to say with the wide receivers because we don't throw the ball a ton, right? So it might be that someone looks improved like Isaiah Canyon, but they didn't get targeted. So that would really be more King improving than the wide receiver. It's hard to say. Play action here for Cal. Dump it off in the flats. Cal is killing Virginia Tech right now on the perimeter. That's right. Sexy Stash Man. Remember there was Sexy Sax Man? He would just play Careless Whisper in random places. Maybe I could be that. Who knows? Who knows? Bow, wow, 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 wow. How did Virginia Tech get up 2 scores? I don't know. I was late getting on myself. My daughter had a trunk or treat, so we were doing that. Why is this not updating here? Can we refresh the page? Select stream. Here we go. All right. 1st and 14 now. Cal must have taken a penalty while we had our back turned there. Must have been a hold. Big run for Cal. They get most of it back. Going to be 3rd and 3. What a hole there. Be 2nd and 3 for Cal. 3:55 to go in the first. Cal's been killing them on the perimeter here. Let's see if they go back to the run, though. They don't. Play action. Well covered. Shovel pass for a first down. You going to let this left-handed dummy at quarterback do you like this? Cal about to make this a 1-score game. There is a flag on the play, though. There is a flag. Was that a hold? That's 2 penalties this drive, or this, this drive at least for Cal. No, ineligible receiver downfield's what it was. Yeah, they probably thought that Sagapatootie Duty was going to take off running, and they released downfield. He ended up shovel passing that thing. How is Cal a Nike school? How does that work? Got to go to airplane mode. Well, good having you in here, Bobby. Second, Nate. Boy, they having trouble tackling this running back. He'll pick up about 6. Flag unnecessarily left-handedness. Yeah, 100-point penalty. They were left scrambling after Under Armour fell through. Yeah, but then how do they get Nike though? Because Nike is like the premier. That's who you would want if you could choose from Nike, Adidas, and Under Armour. That has to be offsides or a false start. I mean, I'm about to say the whole offensive line false started there. Nike ain't paying them. Is that why they're $400 million in debt? They're paying for their own uniforms and everything. False start, entire offensive line. I don't know what their indebtedness is now. Georgia Tech was up there at $300 million. I imagine that's much better now. But Cal was the most indebted team in the country. That at the time that they joined the ACC, no team had more debt. It was like something like $400 million. Virginia's Nike, what'd they ever do? Yeah, I mean, when was the last time Virginia won the ACC? Someone look that up for me. 3rd and 8. Back to throw. Ton of pressure. He'll have to throw it away, and they'll have to kick a field goal. Virginia has basketball. UCLA. They settled with Under Armour and had to do something. UCLA in the same boat. Boy, they didn't block a soul. Cal didn't block a soul on that play. What are they doing? I'm never gonna dance again. Guilty feet have got no rhythm. All right, see if they can hit this field goal. They'll squeeze it in on the right side there. So Cal's on the board. Make this a 1-score game again, 3-10. Let's move this over. That looks stupid. We need some more space there. What was that? Is it George Michaels that did that song? That's a banger. That's a banger of a song. UCLA and Cal were both wrapped up in a big Under Armour deal. Under Armour had to pay a ton of money to get out of it. Well, why? Why would Under Armour want out of the deal? Were they losing money on it or something? Or they just didn't want to carry shit-ass UCLA and Cal as partners? Is that what it was? How do you know so much about this? You the one that sabotaged it? You seem to know a lot about all this Cal UCLA stuff. Did y'all see Georgia State's packed stadium the other day? Yeah. Ben Moore was like a quarter of the whole population there. There's only like 4 people. Because they paid them way too much. Okay. That's why Under Armour's in the shape they're in. Under Armour's in horrible financial shape right now. 1989 for Virginia, co-champ with Duke. Okay, last time they won the ACC. Short kick, Virginia will mount a return. They'll get back to like the 24. Yeah, I'll have to look that up. In fact, that would be a good video to do too. How did Under Armour get in the shape it's in? Because like when I was playing high school ball, Under Armour was like king shit at that time. And then, you go forward 10 years, a decade, and it's no one wants Under Armour. Is it bad that you bet on Cal? Yes. Why would you do that? Should we give Benny Boy the same treatment we gave KQ? I mean, Yes, but I mean, like, the truth is, Bryce defended the shit out of that guy for no reason. Every chance he got, Bryce was like, I don't know why. I don't know why y'all guys give Ben Moore a hard time, because he antagonized us for a while. What do you think? The man doesn't talk like some kind of sports journalist, talks like a dumbass fan like me. So we'll treat him like a dumbass fan like Reg. I think that's fair. Oh, got to throw it away for Virginia Tech. They'll be 3rd and 8. Virginia Tech better not let Cal come beat them in their own stadium. They better not. He still does? I don't understand that. I don't understand that. Like, if Sea-Dog did something completely stupid, like if Sea-Dog started pearl clutching or something, I would call Sea-Dog out for that. Let's get active on NCAA soon. Do you think Tech beat Syracuse by more than 9.5? Yes, I do. Oh, drones. Somehow Magician gets out of that, but shoestring tackle for a loss. They're going to have to punt. Cal's going to get decent field position here. Cal's going to get decent field position. In fact, Octavian, that would probably be a good game because Florida has a good defense. Georgia Tech has a pretty good offense, but you have to choose which half you want it to come in. That'd probably be a pretty good game. What's the flag? Unsportsmanlike conduct on Virginia, or was that on Virginia Tech or Cal? I couldn't see with what way the camera was turned. It looked like Virginia Tech, though, but I could be wrong. Oh, it was on Virginia Tech, definitely. Now Virginia Tech's punting out of their own end zone. They get it off, and they'll fair catch it. Cal will fair catch it on their own 48, 49. Ben Moore posted some shit on Twitter about something about Tech and being an FSU ticket holder. I think Payne or one of the other Georgia Tech fan accounts just said something about both teams. Yeah, he said that. I can't do it right now, man. I'm streaming this game, but we will. I promise. In fact, I don't know. I guess I can DM you on Twitter or something. I got to have a way to reach out to you. I think that was before Georgia Tech played FSU. Like, he said a bunch of stuff about Georgia Tech the year that we played them. Also, him and Bryce were talking about Dell McGee being some kind. I'm pretty sure they both said Georgia State is about to be the best team in Atlanta with this Dell McGee hire. Now, why are they so high on Dell McGee? Because honestly, they're both kind of Georgia nut huggers. I mean, I don't have anyone on my show that just trashes Tech like that, whatever 12-year-old dude he has on there does. Big play for Cal. Cal's about to take the lead. Yeah, this is 5-star caller Octavian, dude. Big run for Cal, close to a first down. Cal's about to tie this thing up. That'll end the first quarter. In fact, Octavian, maybe we'll do that tomorrow. I don't have anything going on tomorrow. I can DM you on Twitter. We'll set a game up. Actually, I do have stuff going on tomorrow. It had to be Sunday. What am I talking about? I don't have anything going on tomorrow. It's freaking game day tomorrow. What an idiot I am. Who does Florida got? Does Florida got Georgia this week? Who's Florida play tomorrow? Oh, Octavian, you better beat their asses. Octavian, what's that score going to be? Oh, it's next week. Bye. Okay, you play Georgia next week. You better beat their asses. How about if you beat them and they come in with 2 losses of the Georgia Tech game, and then Tech beats them, does that knock them out of the playoffs? Probably does. Do you think Tech can win by more than 17.5? I don't know, because we've been sporadic on offense. Like, we're not super consistent. I mean, when we're on, we're on. But when we're not, we're not. So I'm not confident in Tech clearing, a 17.5 point line. But Syracuse quarterback is awful. Did you see the podcast Haynes King was on? I saw it, and I was kind of confused because that podcast, and it's not like subscriber shaming at all, but they have like 300-400 subscribers. So I was kind of wondering why Haynes King would go on a podcast that has so little subscribers. Maybe they paid for it like I did in years past. I'm not sure. Rhett, Florida is not beating us. Florida. Oh, Florida, us not beating us. Well, we'll see. I think they have 1.7K. Is that what they have? I could have sworn they had. If it's 1.7K, I recant that statement. I felt like it was way less than that, but maybe I'm wrong. I mean, we know what that's actually about. I'm jealous. Why is Haynes King not coming on my podcast? Probably because we talk about penile implants, buttholes, and alien abduction insurance. But hey, it is what it is. You should bring Keelan Rutledge on your channel. We should. I should reach out. I don't even know if they still offer the thing that I did, because honestly, the thing that I did when I interviewed 2 players blew my mind as to how laissez-faire Georgia Tech was with it. The fancy new school helmets don't look great with the old school logos, but you know what, man? No one's been a harsher critic of jerseys and a bigger old fart than me, and I guess traditionalists. But what do the kids say? I kind of fucks with this jersey they're wearing. You know what I'm saying? I kind of dig the because the old school tee. I kind of do. I do. Honestly, I'm embracing the new, The older you get, especially the more adverse you are to change. But I'm opening up to it. All right. Start of the second quarter. 2nd and 1 for Cal. Cal just drove right down the field here. Yeah, Gray I'm never going to be cool with. What the Cal just motioned every player on their offense into a power offset I double fullback thing. There's a flag on the play. They don't get it, so it's going to be 3rd down, but we got to see what the flag is. Yeah, gray is dog. Gray's the color of like depression. Why would you want to wear gray? Like, no school has a main color. No, never mind. Central Florida has a main color that's gray, or a primary gray color. I guess it's black, and then their secondary color is gray. We need to turn on closed captioning so I can see. Oh, lined up in the neutral zone. Virginia Tech was lined up in the neutral zone. That was completely boneheaded. I see why Virginia Tech's so bad. They can't get out of their own way. Gold helmet, white top, gray pant on the road might be all right, but then again, I'm not a fan of blue either. All right. 1st and goal. Touchdown, Cal. Boy. Whoever said they bet Cal might not be the dumbest person we've ever met. 10-10. Yeah, I can't do closed captioning. This is covering up. Can you move the position of closed captioning? That would help. What is love? Baby, don't hurt me. I still have my tennis shoes on. I didn't get my tennis shoes on. All right, so Cal will tie this game up 10-10. Man, as soon as I start watching, Virginia Tech starts sucking ass. What do you think that's about? Nerdstop says, I'm a fan of the Honeycombs. Oh, he's a member again. Appreciate it, Nerdstop. Even though I know not a lot of people are you, okay, hold on. I'm a fan of the Honeycombs, even though I know not a lot of people are you. That is my one take that I will never fall. I like the Honeycombs. You know why I like the Honeycombs? Because it was like the only alternate helmet in NCAA 14 that we had to play for a decade. Virginia Tech will take this one back. And I don't think they'll get back to the 25. Vandy Dandy, you could say that about any team ever. I could say that about you right now. Who are you playing this week? You're playing you're favored against whoever you're playing. Let's see. Missouri. Yep, Missouri. Well, you don't. So you don't have our schedule, do you? Leave it to the SEC. SEC fans want their cake and eat it too. They want the money of playing in the SEC and then the schedule of an ACC team. And then they also want to say we win every hypothetical matchup against the ACC. You know, it is what it is. If you don't like it, stop bitching, being a pussy about it. Petition to leave the SEC and join the ACC. You know, we'd love to have you. Otherwise, shut up about your schedule. 2nd and 3 for Virginia Tech. Quarterback draw and Drones gets blasted. They better blow the whistle, man. They about drove Drones all the way back into his own end zone. Jeez. Violent. All right, 3rd and 4 for Virginia Tech. Man, Virginia Tech's playing awful since I've started watching this. I missed like the first 6 minutes of it. They're not going to get it. Throw it to the flat for no gain. Virginia Tech's going to have to punt. Virginia Tech's going to have to punt. Yeah, they need to put in Philo. That's what Virginia Tech needs to do. Virginia Tech would be better off with Philo, though, is the truth. I'll only complain if a 10-2 ACC or Big 12 gets in over a 9-3 Vandy. Well, I have a scenario for you. Okay? And it's a messy one. Punt away. Oh, good return by Cal. They bring it back to almost the 50. Cal's about to get a lead. So there is a scenario you could have 3 ACC undefeated teams. 3 teams that are undefeated in the ACC tied for the ACC championship game. You could have SMU, you could have Virginia, and you could have SMU. SMU has 2 losses, so they would be a 2-loss team. I think they have 2 losses. SMU have 2 or 3 losses. SMU has 2 losses. Virginia has 1 loss. Georgia Tech would be undefeated in that scenario. And based on how the system works, Virginia would get left out. You'd have an SMU Georgia Tech ACC title. Now, let's say SMU beat Georgia Tech in the ACC title. SMU gets an automatic bid with 2 losses. You would think Georgia Tech has to go to the playoff in that scenario based on their own criteria of you can't get punished for playing a conference championship game. Then do you leave out a 1-loss Virginia team? You'd have ACC people saying absolutely not, but also they have a dog shit strength of schedule. So I think the ACC would only get 2 in that scenario, just like they did last year. What if it was, here's a better scenario for you. Let's say there was a 3-way tie between Georgia Tech, Miami, and Louisville. If all those teams had 1 loss, then Georgia Tech gets left out. You know what I'm saying? There's scenarios you could come up where the ACC would feel they're granted 3. I don't trust the committee not to punish a team that loses. I don't either if you're an ACC team or a Big 12 team. I don't often venture into conspiracy, but I think the worst scenario would be SMU getting an automatic bid. That would be the worst scenario with 2 losses. And then like them and Georgia Tech playing, Georgia Tech being a 1-loss team. Well, then it would come down to Georgia Tech beating Georgia. If Georgia Tech beat Georgia and then lost the ACC title game and their only loss was to Georgia, then or their only loss was in the ACC title game, and they beat Georgia, then I think you'd have to put them in. There's not a scenario, I think, where you could leave them out. But the point being is it gets messy really quickly because then let's think of the SEC teams that would be in the running. Georgia has 1 SEC loss. Vanderbilt, obviously, Vanderbilt has 1 loss, both to the same team. Obviously, Alabama. Texas A&M. Texas A&M's undefeated, right? They're number 3 team in the country. 1st and 10 for Cal. Another runoff tackle, another positive yards. November 4th, we will get a good idea of what they think of certain teams. That's the first playoff bracket or whatever you want to call it, the first playoff ranking, right? Which will be, what is that, Sundays at 2 or something, I think? Something like that. 2nd and 4. And then, you know what I should do? I should look up how the SEC tie break works because that might come into play this year too. Cal jumps off sides because they're stupid. But anyway. I would be shocked if it works the same way the ACC tie break does. But I could be wrong. In fact, we can probably look it up. How does the SEC tie break system or rules? SEC, not baseball. Who gives a shit about baseball? In the event of a 2 tie, it's head-to-head, record versus all common conference opponents, record against high. No, it does work the same way. It works the exact same way, I'm pretty sure. Do they not tell you a 3? Did I not tell you a 3? Either way, it looks like their system works very similar, if not exactly the same as the ACC. You care about baseball? Neat. 3rd and 8 for Cal after the penalty. Throw. Complete. Big completion. All the way down to the 10. Man, Cal's beating the shit out of Virginia Tech all of a sudden. What is Virginia Tech doing? Yes, Skip B here doesn't. He don't care about baseball. College baseball is better than MLB? Probably. I didn't pay much attention to baseball when the Braves were doing well, and I sure don't now. Yeah, I sure don't now. How about that NBA mafia gambling indictments by the FBI? Isn't that a shit show? They have like 30 names of people that have been like arrested, and they have their nicknames too. So some of it is like, hey, you got Fat Tony on here, Slick Willie's on here. 2nd and 9 for Cal from the 11. Got time. Throw. Touchdown, Cal. No, he dropped it. He dropped it. It's going to be 3rd and 9, Cal.
Carolina. I guess you could say.
Oh, never mind. I appreciate the $2 from Nerdstop. Says, I guess you could say Cal woke up. Yeah, I guess you're right. I dodged fixed rushing games all day. Yeah, how pissed would you be? And by the way, there ain't no way as far as the sports side of this, those 3 guys are the only 3 guys involved. Nor do I think this is limited to just the NBA. We'll have to see. 3rd and 9. Empty set. Cal back. Time to throw. Dropped. Hit the guy right in the hands. Damn. That's what you get for throwing it to a white guy. Dropped it. Had him right in the corner of the end zone. Almost picked, but just out of that guy's reach and dropped. There's probably going to be even more names. Wait till they get to the NFL. Yeah. Well, what happened last time with Donahue? You guys remember the NBA official maybe 10 years ago? I think his last name was Donahue, that was betting on games he was officiating. Field goal's good for Cal. They go up 13-10. The casino down the road has a poker room. So there was an NBA official that was involved. Basically, he was betting on games, NBA games. Now, he was using a proxy to do it. The bookie realized something was wrong, cheating, something was happening, because he was winning at about a 60% clip. So for all these people that are going to tell you there's some kind of sports betting guru, 60% is so far out of the realm of what's expected. Immediately knew someone was cheating. Immediately. So what do? They end up hiring this guy. And he just knew that certain refs didn't like certain coaches, etc. He also knew that the NBA, and this is when all this came to a halt. Oh, what happened? Was there a flag? They kick it again, the result's the same. Basically, this guy was saying, look, and this is just common sense. If you're in the NBA Finals and there's a Game 6, there's a lot of money to be made if there's a Game 7. Same Game 5 to Game 6. You don't think the NBA's not nudging the official? Like, hey, if you can make a call that forces a Game 7, we're going to need you to do that. Basically, the guy said as much, and then it was like, oh, no. None of this can be public anymore. Even a girl serving drinks at the Billups game knew it was a fixed game. Yeah, and you know what's hilarious? I think part of the reason this went unnoticed for so long is because no one gives a shit about the NBA. The NBA sucks. The NBA is unwatchable. Viewership for the NBA is down like 80% or something crazy over the past 5 years or something. No one cares about the NBA. But it had become a trend. Like when Michael Jordan played and Shaq and Barkley and Magic, those guys never sat, Larry Bird, those guys never sat out games ever if they were physically able to play it. Now players sit out once a week just to do it because they're bitches. So I'm wondering how much that plays into it. Because that was one of the allegations is that the guy was taking himself out of games. Probably the coach was taking people out of games.
And even less people give a damn about the Kings.
Yeah, that's true. Appreciate the $2 from NerdStop. Look, I've never trusted gambling, period. First of all, it's not even that I don't trust it. I know you can't win. I know it's not possible to win in the long run. So why even do it? You sit down at the blackjack table and you start winning a lot. Whether you're cheating or lucky, you're going to be asked to leave. Hey, your blackjack game's too good for us. You can play any game. You just can't play blackjack anymore. That's horseshit. To me, that should be illegal. Either you need to accuse me of cheating or I get to play. What are you talking about? Gambling is made to, yeah, by definition, it's math. It's math. On Good Morning America, it showed the guy touching his ankle at half court and never coming back in. Jeez. Love Chris Webber, Jason Williams. Yeah, I mean, it's crazy. Look, whenever there's a lot of money to be made on something and the result's either winning or losing, people are going to cheat. That I know. It only made $200K Thunder bettors. Gotcha. Under prop. And also, how is the mob involved with this? Like, I knew, or I suspected the mob still existed, but I didn't think that they had enough going on that they could pull off something like this. I don't know. Because it said the 5 families. Oh, my God. This Virginia Tech idiot went and fielded the kickoff, ran out of the end zone to field it, and ran out at the 1 yard line. What a complete moron. What an absolute and total moron. Wow. They just cannot take that easy money. Well, I don't think the casinos aren't involved, right? Because if you are on the casino side, you hate this because you have a money printing machine. You don't want any bullshit going on. First and 10 from their own 1 because Virginia Tech is the dumbest team in America. They about took a safety. Avoid taxes, make special games. Hey, the Lakers play my game. Yeah. Imagine if you bet a lot on basketball in the past 5 years. You're probably screaming in your car on the way home. Ah! And it makes me wonder. I mean, look, there's a lot of money on college football, man. There's a lot of money on college football. Betted on college football. Betted? Is that the right term? Bet. Who was the guy that took the intentional safety that gave a bad beat? Was it Indiana? Ran 30 yards back into their own end zone to take a safety? What team was that? Either way, them taking an intentional safety meant they didn't cover the spread. I mean, it makes you wonder. Damn, first down for Virginia Tech. They just gutted out a run there. I only gambled once, won $5 and spent it on 4 packs of Pokemon cards at the Dollar Tree. How the hell did you get 4 packs of Pokemon cards are expensive as shit right now, aren't they? I tried to get my daughter some. My daughter. Definitely my daughter some. And I couldn't even find them. It was Indiana. Yeah, it was Indiana. That's what I thought. Another good run for Virginia Tech there. Dude, those were not legit Pokemon cards if they were $1 a pack. There's no way. Vandy needs Virginia Tech to win to put some respect on Vandy's name. Yeah, y'all played them, what, the first or second game? Second game, I think y'all played them because they played South Carolina their first game. Man, this running back, he got lit up. This running back for Virginia Tech's pretty gutsy. Oh, he just got teabagged by a Cal player. Have lots of friends who win big on sports gambling, then end up losing it all, and then some. Well, then they're not big winners, are they? You're not a big winner if you leave broke. I'm not a smart man, but I do know that. 44-20. That's right. I knew y'all beat them pretty good. Play action. Ton of time for drones. Incomplete. Appreciate the $5 from Nerd.
Nowadays, one of my coworkers' mom, who works at Walmart, is my card restock informant. Also, they weren't the 10 card packs, they were the 3 card ones.
Okay, so the next people that the FBI needs to look in is Nerdstop and his damn Walmart informant for Pokemon cards. In fact, I think there was just a huge robbery of Pokemon cards recently. I know, obviously we're all Georgia Tech people. We're talking about Pokemon cards. Those things are expensive as shit and have a pretty good amount of value. Yeah, I think someone rented, it was on C-Dog was telling me about a Moist Critical video, or Penguin Zero, whatever, where somebody rented a U-Haul, ran it into one of these card shops, and stole tens of thousands of dollars worth of Pokemon cards. 3rd and 7 for Virginia Tech. Back to throw. Steps up in the pocket for no reason and takes a sack. Oh, if you scalp, you're a son of a bitch. I used to work with a guy who came in and told me that he was scalping PS5s. This was back when PS5 had just come out. And I made him leave our office. I made him move seats, move away from me. You're an asshole. It's rare to find the real cards, yeah. Yeah, a lot of times at Walmart, you'll see these cheap packs of Pokemon cards. They're not real. I'm trying to think of other card types that had blown up. Some of those Magic cards are ridiculous. Some Yu-Gi-Oh cards are ridiculously valuable. Yeah. And honestly, that's from bullshit speculative market stuff. The same thing happened in the retro video game world. Sealed. Oh, blocked! Cal blocks the punt! Virginia Tech's dog shit, man. Virginia Tech's absolute dog shit. YouTubers opened up $10,000 packs that were fake. Are you saying 10,000 packs or packs that were supposed to be worth $10,000, or that they spent $10,000 and then found out they were fake? Yeah. Yeah, a lot of people trying to pass fake cards. And honestly, because of the retro video game market, lot of reproductions trying to be sold as authentic. I can tell you probably can't see it on the camera. There's a little stamp on authentic N64 games. Yeah, you probably can't see it. You might can see it there. There's a little stamp. Any authentic cart will have that stamp on it, and you can go look up what code it's supposed to be. You can also look up the code on the front, make sure it's supposed to match. But the only way you can truly tell is to open it up and look at the board. Okay, a box they paid $10K for. Now it's harder. It's harder to tell like on GameCube games. I don't know on these discs. Like that's probably a $90 game. I don't know a great way to tell. Well, no one's faking GameCube games though, because I don't know how. You'd have to go through so much effort to reprint a mini disc like that I imagine you don't have people trying to pass fake. I mean, is there even a ridiculously expensive GameCube game? Because like N64 has Clay Fighter, that's like a $6,000 game. Earthbound's a common fake for Super Nintendo. That's like a $500 game. I'm trying to think. Little Samson for NES. That's probably $1,000 or so now. Trying to think of all the really expensive ones. I've done it before. I mean, you guys know the kind of nerd I am. I have my little boxes. I have complete inbox of a bunch of different Nintendo 64 games. I have an alcoholic friend who has around a $50,000 record collection, which, by the way, I tracked my retro video game collection, and it sounds nice. I probably have $10,000 worth of retro games. It's like, oh, well, you could cash that out for 10,000. No, good luck selling. You're like, it would take so long to sell all of that, and you're not going to sell all of it, like your commons and shit. It's dumb, honestly. It's a dumb endeavor. You do it for the love. You have first dibs on the record collection. I don't know much about record collection. Yet again, guys, we're in a game that's so shitty. This game is so shitty, just like the Cal UNC game, we would rather talk about this other stuff. It is a better use of our time. Pokemon Coliseum. Yeah, Pokemon games are also... In fact, Pokemon games are probably the most counterfeited of any game. Sea-Dog has some valuable Pokemon games. I actually had him bring one over because, in fact, I'll show it to you. Give me a second. Give me a second. And I paid out the ass for this. So this bottom part doesn't come with the GameCube. This bottom part is a Game Boy player for the GameCube where you can play Game Boy games on your TV. So the GameCube's probably 100 and something, maybe 200. And then this is like 200 itself. And then the disc that comes with it, I don't know if it's in here. The disc that comes with it's like another 100. But I had him bring over one of his Pokemon games to test it. Cal, 2nd and 10. Who gives a shit? But I was only into Pokemon a brief moment, 98 to 99. Me too. And by the way, I was an only child. Well, I am an only child. I was an only child, and I still am an only child. And I got Pokemon Yellow, which was the first Pokemon thing ever. The show didn't come out until after that Game Boy game came out. I had red, blue, and yellow, and I kept the boxes. I was someone who always, even as a 6, 7-year-old, kept the boxes and manuals to shit. First down, Cal. They convert. And my mom threw them all away. So those are probably $300 a piece now for a completing box. OG Pokemon. A holographic Charizard would go for $50 at a local card shop. There's different variants of it, isn't there, though? There's like different prints of the holographic Charizard. I think like the first print's worth a ton of money. I could be wrong. I mean, there's I have it on my phone. There's a pricing chart. Let's go look at the pricing chart. Holographic. Oh, I don't have it. How do I set it? Well, let's just go look it up online then. Holographic Charizard price. Dude, I mean, I'm seeing some of these like 20 grand. I guess it depends. The 1999 Pokemon base set seems to be, I don't know, pretty expensive. Some of these are just people asking dumb stuff that's not even realistic. Okay. It's around 150 for a damage or ungraded unlimited base set. Over 264 grand for a high grade. So I'm guessing that's, 9A plus or something. That's stupid. First and 10 for Cal in some weird diamond wide receiver formation. And every single wide receiver was offsides. Logan Paul ruined TCG for everyday man. Now it's an investment. Yeah, all this stuff's an investment. All these card games that are popular have been ruined by investors. And the same with retro video games, though that market is now crashing spectacularly, which affects me negatively, but I still love it. I'm laughing my ass off. Laughing my ass off. If you think things like that are like an investment in the way bonds or something are, then you're a moron. You're an absolute idiot. First and 15 now for Cal. Play action. Throw complete. They'll pick up a few. Every grown man should focus on investments. It's not as sexy and fun, though. It's not sexy to be like, okay, I'm going to set up, I'm going to invest in an index fund. Yeah, but we talked about this in one of the other streams, like cryptocurrencies. I was never sold on, ever. Probably because every other one of them was a giant scam. Probably had something to do with it. Second and 10 for Cal. A good open field tackle there. Be 3rd and 6 or so. My average price is $34K. Average of what? What do you mean average price? What are you talking about? You saying the average price of a Bitcoin is 34, like one Bitcoin is 34 grand? That was the case at one point. I don't know. What's the price of Bitcoin? What's a Bitcoin worth right now? Oh, 0.6 Bitcoin. Is that right? One Bitcoin's 110,786 USD? So it went down. Well, this scale is deceiving that they give you. Yeah, it says one Bitcoin's over 110,000. Bringing up your index funds on the first date goes over a bit better than bringing up your Pokemon card collection. But hear me out. Hear me out. If the girl's into your Pokemon card collection, she's a keeper. They all laughed at it just like Tesla. I mean, Bitcoin's really, what is it? Bitcoin and Ethereum, I think, have done okay. But then everyone was like, every one of these that launch must be a moneymaker. Let's all take second mortgages out on our house to get the neck to the moon, baby, to the moon. And then the people that make it rug pull it and take all the money, and there's no regulation around it, so there's nothing you can do. By the way, one of them just got pardoned. Was it who was the guy that just got pardoned that was in crypto? It was the guy that was thinking about buying out FTX before that blew up. I forget his name. Some is it Binance? I think it was Binance. The guy that was CEO of Binance, I think, got pardoned or something. CZ. Okay. SafeMoon was one of them. Then there was one that was like, there's so many of them, man. I mean, Hawk Tua Girl did a meme coin. Guys, we're in this for the long haul. I'm committed to this project until it's financially advantageous for me to rug pull you. But what if? I mean, buying a meme coin's like buying a lottery ticket. Yeah, we need to make ReckCoin. I promise that I don't have any access to the liquidity pool, guys. It's totally out of my hands. There's not a back door for me to pull all the liquidity out as soon as it's good for me to do that. It's like, how many times do you have to see the same thing happen before you say, maybe I shouldn't invest in that? Oh, yeah. CoffeeZilla. I've been watching CoffeeZilla almost since the beginning, since the Dan Locke days. That was like the craziest grift I had seen in a while. I'm going to sell you a course on becoming a millionaire. Okay, why would you do that? If you're so wealthy, why would you sell a course on how to become wealthy? My 0.6 Bitcoin went from 20 to 45K, now down from 9 to 75, up to 75. Huh? Okay, Chinping Zhao was his name. Are you sure that wasn't my Calc 2 teacher at Tech? 4th and 2, Cal's going to go for it. Short. Depending on the spot, he's short. Of course, they'll have to review it. We know they will. I watched him since he did the Shark Tank. Oh, yeah, dude. That was hilarious. There was a guy on Dragon's Den, which is the like European version of Shark Tank. And this guy literally pitched a pyramid scheme to like the Shark Tank guys. It was insane. Look, all I got to do is I sign you up and then you sign people up. Oh, they got it. Touchdown, Cal. Touchdown, Cal. Damn. Yeah, you signed up 5 people, and then they sign up 5 people, and then they sign up 5 people. And it's not like after like 10 or 13 iterations of that, you've exhausted the world's population or anything. It's super sustainable. It is. This is what I bet. This is what I'd said I'd drink. It's how old did I say it was? It's like 40 years old. I said I was so confident we would beat Colorado. I said I would drink this if we lost that game. Now think how I was feeling, I don't know, on the 4th offensive series of that game. None too good. The pyramid scheme was on Shark Tank proper. I can't, it's hard for me to conceive of someone falling for a pyramid scheme now, also known as multi-level marketing. So I also worked with a girl that tried to sell me on that. I'm like, buddy, lady, I was born on a day, but it weren't yesterday. I'm a product of the product. I have a job. I don't want to work for free. All right, Virginia Tech going to take this one back. Now down 2 scores. They were up 10-0. They're now down 20-0, and they don't even bring it out to the 15. MLMs are mostly sold by attractive women. Right. Who don't have any other skills other than their attractiveness, which isn't really a skill. You remember Lou drinking 1980 Coke after the 2018 national title game? Yeah, and this one's older. It's 84, but it's been longer, right? It's now older than that Coke was. We came up with that on College Football Weekly. And so I knew, hell, even if we get beat, I'll have drank the oldest Coke. I imagine that'll do well for me. So I was like, even if we lose, maybe I'll get paid for it. That was my thinking. Of course, my luck, it would get like 800 views, and I'd be like, damn it, I'm an idiot, which is usually the conclusion I draw. Time for another Diet Coke. What are trad wives? I don't know what that is. Explain. Yeah, Lululemon. That was one of them, right? It's like, oh, traditional Christian housewives. Yeah, if you notice people that get looped into these pyramid scheme MLM type things, a lot of them recruit people in that in whatever religious institution that they're a part of, which is sad. I mean, companies are pyramid schemes. You've got the CEO, and then you've got the CFO, and you got the vice president and the senior managers. It's a pyramid scheme. Right, except your money isn't based on how many people you recruit to work at the company. There's that little tidbit. And you get paid no matter who's working there. Ooh, a little third down conversion for Virginia Tech. You get paid. And what you get paid is set either on an hourly rate or a salary. None of that exists. If you look at the income disclosures for these MLMs, like 99% of them don't even make what a McDonald's employee makes. Well, they're not committed to the brand, man. Okay. Again, how that shit is legal is also beyond me. It's a pyramid scheme that has a product for a front. That's is all that it is. By the way, which is how Patrick Bet David made his money, by screwing poor people. That's how he made his money. If you know who that is. Drone sacked. Virginia Tech's about to get blown out in this game. It's a minute before half. Wendy's employee here, just got my first raise, and you make $14.05. Congratulations for you, man. When I got my first job, and I don't know that there's any Clemson fans in here. I don't think there are. Was at a place called Fats Cafe. There's one in Winder, right where the Walmart is. And I made minimum wage was, I want to say $7.25 an hour. And I worked my butt off in high school to buy a Wii. And that's when I learned I like working. I like making money and buying things and not having to involve other people. It's awesome. I love not having to ask people for nothing. My wife asked me if she could be a trad wife and be a stay-at-home mom and quit her job. I said, okay, if you promise to never tell me what to do and cook me dinner. Okay. We know what that deal, that's not the deal you gave her. Okay? What you said is, if you want to do that, you have to give me a blowjob every night. Don't lie to me again. That's what you told her. Just like the Postal Service. Rain, snow, sleet. Blowjob. Would that work for us? Like, hey, I just want to stay at home. Pretend to work. So Cal up at half. 20-10 now. After that, they did hit the extra point. It's going to be another tough one to get through, boys. This is going to be another tough one to get through. Dog shit football. Just hopped on. How's our quality win looking? They're about to be 2-6. They're about to be 2-6. So not looking good. But they are the team that plays the most contenders, so it would hurt and help all those teams depending on how it went equally. What's going on, glaucoma? Did the alien? I forgot. They never called me back, but I didn't leave my number, obviously, because I'm not going to leave my number on stream. I should have just cut my audio off while I said that. But then one of you lip reading sons of guns would have got my number. I forgot to call him back this week. I'll call him, or this last week. I'll call him this week. I'm confused because you can get car insurance, and I did it this last time without talking to anyone. You just go online, sign up for it. They give you the rate, put your card in, and then you can print your insurance card right out there. Why can't you do that for alien abduction insurance? I've been trying to get abducted. I'd love to get abducted by aliens. It'd be sweet. How are we going to get through this awful game, man? Pretending to be probed would be an insane insurance scam. No, but it's great because because a lot of these alien abduction stories can kind of by their nature be unfalsifiable. How would they prove you scammed them? Be like, they disappeared into the ether, never to be seen again. I mean, you prove that I didn't get abducted. That's also a good question. I'll have to ask the insurance agent, how do you confirm that I was actually abducted? Like, you're going to try and not pay me. We know how these insurance companies are. They don't want to pay out. So how do I get paid out? How do I demonstrate to you that I was anally probed? I could do that. I can't imagine that. Could you imagine going to prison and getting probed? Well, that wouldn't be getting probed. That would be getting assaulted. Because you defrauded an alien abduction insurance company. Yeah. Yeah, it'd be rough. It'd be a rough one. Why don't we do a new Sea Dog video watch party? I don't know, man. I'm fading. I also got to get up early because this is a noon game tomorrow. I got to do some driving. I'm going to head out. All right. See you, buddy. See ya. Maybe we'll pay more attention to this game. What do you mean, does illegal alien abduction count? What is legal alien abduction? Like, how do you do... What's legal or illegal about it? I don't think there's any current case law on alien abduction. I say that there probably is, though. Knowing how crazy the legal system is, there probably is. So chance to reach the playoff, Miami has the highest at 45% in the ACC. Then Georgia Tech has the second highest at 41%. Which player will have the biggest impact on the ACC race the rest of the season? You could say Haynes King. Yep, that's the first one they show. Could say Haynes King. Because Georgia Tech has kind of lived or died by the legs of Haynes King. And at times his arm. I won't make it to the night games, 8 p.m. game day to 2:30 Vandy kickoff. That's right. Game day has game day been to Nashville before? I imagine they haven't, but I could be wrong because I didn't think they'd been to Tech. But what did y'all say? They'd been to Tech at some point in the past. When will Haynes King finally pitch the ball? Well, every time, 9 times out of the 10, he keeps it. He scores or rips 30 yards off. So I don't know. It was in 06, yeah. You're 12 hours ahead of Central. Oh, yeah. Where in the world are you at? Where in the world are you? Vietnam or something? Andy Dandy said, I'm tired of America. I'm getting out of here. Are you in Dubai? Game day was at 19 Vandy versus 13 Auburn and 08. Vandy won. Well, that would have been when Franklin was there, right? That had to have been when Franklin was there. Would you put Haynes King as a top 10 Heisman? Yes. Top 10, yes. I would. C-Dog and I were talking about that. C-Dog said, do you think he has a chance to win it? I said, no. I don't think he has any chance to win it. Do you think he can make it to New York? I was like, well, he's sitting on 560 or so odd rushing yards and 10 rushing touchdowns, 1,176 passing yards, and 4 passing touchdowns. So I think he'd have to rip off over 1,000 rushing yards and something like 20 rushing touchdowns. And then he'd have to throw for probably 1,500 more yards and at least 10 touchdowns, which would be tough. You're in Vietnam. What the hell are you doing in Vietnam? I have a feeling we might get game day if we are undefeated going into Pitt. The thing is, I don't think Pitt's very good, and there's better games, assuming Pitt isn't that good. When I went back and watched Syracuse play Pitt, Pitt can be a disaster at times. They can be really, really good, but when they're bad, man, they're bad. The Miami of the Southeast, huh? You don't get those lady boys ordered to your room, do you? I don't know about that. He'd have to win a playoff game. Well, don't they do the Heisman after the conference title and before? Or do they play the first round and then do the Heisman ceremony? Oh, that's only Thailand. Okay. Okay. But yeah, King would have to really start showing out. Now, I did look this up earlier today because this is going to be Haynes King's second. We only have 2 more home games at Bobby Dodd with Haynes King. Haynes King is going to break George Godsey's all-time passing slot. So I think George Godsey threw for 3167 or something in a career. Am I right about that? Let me look it up. I'll tell you. I wrote it in my phone. Here's what Haynes King is coming up on. No, 6132. Haynes King has 6,132 career passing yards at Tech. Godsey has 6,137. So he's going to pass George Godsey to be 5th all time at Tech. Rushing touchdowns, and I'm talking about for running backs, quarterbacks, anyone. He's currently tied for 5th. Total career yards, he's 4th with Sean Jones. Single season total yards, he's 2nd with Hamilton. That was in 2023. And then career touchdowns, I'd have to look back. Single season touchdowns, he's 1st. No one scored more touchdowns in a season at Georgia Tech than Haynes King did in 2023. I get a full body massage for $3. Don't even want the happy ending? Well, why wouldn't you want that? Pavia could be top 5 invited to New York. I agree. In fact, they're showing Heisman Trophy favorites right now. Mendoza's 1st, followed by Simpson, Julian Sayin, Diego Pavia, Marcel Reed. So Diego Pavia right now, from this ESPN bets, is 4th in the Heisman race. So obviously he could make it to New York, and I think probably will. I mean, Diego Pavia irritates me. Like, Diego Pavia irritates anyone that's not a Vanderbilt fan because he's arrogant and kind of, whatever. But what can't be denied is that the dude's a ball player. He's a ball player, man. He makes plays. Like, it's like this people have kind of just glossed over this. Well, maybe not. But Vandy is a top 10 team in the country. Let's go back 5 years. Did anyone think there was a world that Vanderbilt and Georgia Tech would be top 10 teams going into the second half of the season? No, including me. Julian Sand does nothing, no pressure. Julian Sand throws to 2 first-round draft picks. Yeah. BYU's playing tonight, aren't they? Or no? There's another game that comes on after this. What is it? It's not BYU. It's Boise State, Nevada comes on after this. I will not be around for. Yeah, that's right. Vandy, Georgia Tech, Indiana, all top 10 teams. No one would have had that on their bingo card 5 years ago. And honestly, Indiana has claimed to be ranked number 1 right now. In fact, are they? Who's ranked number 1? It's Ohio State, Indiana. Who is Ohio State? So they beat Texas. What good wins does Ohio State have? Yep, Indiana's number 2 in the country. Let's look at Ohio State. Ohio State must be on a bye this week. So Ohio State's beat Texas, who is not near as good as anyone thought they were going to be. They beat Grambling, Ohio, Washington, Minnesota, Illinois, and Wisconsin. Why is Indiana not ranked number 1 in the country right now? Can someone explain this to me? Let's look at who Indiana's beat. Old Dominion, Kennesaw State, Indiana State, Illinois, Iowa, Oregon, Michigan State. So, I mean, Indiana's beat a top 5 team. And Illinois, who's a common opponent with Ohio State. I don't understand why Indiana wouldn't be ranked first, but anyway. Yeah, and Indiana beat Illinois 63-10. What I'm saying is if you swapped schedules and results between Ohio State and Indiana, I don't know. You know what I'm saying. Ohio State's number 1 because they're Ohio State is what I'm saying. They're also not going to move Ohio State until they lose. They're still reigning national champs. It's stupid, but I think that's the case. Yeah, you're probably right. You're probably right. What do you mean Ohio State beat Texas by the same amount? Compared to who? ACC teams get dragged for a weak schedule, but Notre Dame plays 5 to 6 ACC teams a year. It's never heard anyone dare to question their schedule strength. Let's look at Notre Dame's schedule. So they played Miami, who's a top 10 team. They also played Texas A&M, and they lost in one of the best football games you'll ever see, 41-40. They beat USC, who's a top 25 team. They played Purdue at Arkansas. I didn't remember that. Notre Dame played Arkansas, huh? Boise State. So Notre Dame's got at Boston College, Navy, at Pitt, Syracuse, at Stanford. Message may have been cut off. Ohio State and Florida beat Texas by the same amount. Oh, that's what you're saying. Okay, yeah. Yeah. Let's get this game back underway here, boys. What do you say? What do you say? Yeah, Notre Dame could run the table though. Notre Dame will. Notre Dame doesn't have a single tough team left on their schedule. I mean, Boston College, Navy, Pitt, Syracuse, Stanford. And it would not surprise me if they put a 2-loss Notre Dame team in the playoffs without playing a conference title. Would not surprise me at all. Even though the two best teams they played, they lost to. I get it was close, but you lost the games. I mean, what do you want? What do you want? What do you mean Georgia Tech 41, Indiana 25? Yeah, I would not have a problem if Vandy was ranked 7th and Tech was ranked 10. Even though I'm a Tech fan, that would probably make more sense. Vandy's 10th because they lost a game, but you think Georgia Tech would beat Indiana 41-25 if they played? I'd disagree. I mean, they would be favored by at least 10 points, if not more. All right, looks like we're getting back to Blacksburg here. Man, a lot of empty seats. Lot of empty seats in Blacksburg tonight. Who is Virginia Tech going to hire, you think? Who are top candidates for Virginia Tech? Because they're not hiring Lane Kiffin. You know, they're not hiring Brent Key. Beamer? Oh, I would love for them to hire Jeff Collins. Mike Bobo? Yeah. Bobo calls a game he doesn't punt in against Ole Miss. They still hate him. I mean, there's nothing Bobo can do that they won't hate him. That's how you know Georgia fans don't know football. Man, I just don't know it. They have no idea. Napier. Franklin Franklin would be a good hire. Franklin would be the best. I think that's possible, and I think that would be maybe the best hire out of the cycle, assuming Lane doesn't get picked. Because we know Signetti's now locked up. He's not going anywhere. Let me find an article here, see if one of these 247s guys. AI Overview says James Franklin, Shane Beamer, Alex Golish, who is the South Florida coach. But could you get caught in the Napier thing with hiring a group of 5 head coach? I don't know. And John Summerall from Tulane. Let's go to CBS Sports. See if they give the same names. Just give me a list, you jackass. I'm not reading this. Yeah, I'm not reading that. Just number a list for me. Thinking Franklin's going to go to Arkansas, huh? Summerall is going to end up at Auburn. Oh, I looked up and Virginia Tech's already 3rd and 4. Isn't that something? Gobbler country. You imagine root for a team that says gobble? First down, Virginia Tech. All right, so Franklin, Mullen, Golish, Mark Stoops. There ain't no way they're hiring Mark Stoops. Also, why would you want to hire Mark Stoops? Kentucky would fire him today if they didn't sign him to a ridiculous contract. John Gruden. If you didn't learn anything about the UNC hire, then go ahead and hire John Gruden. Ooh, man. Drop pass by Virginia Tech. Would Franklin be above Virginia Tech? No, hey. No, look, James Franklin has a chip on his shoulder right now that he's looking to uncork somewhere. So, yeah, I don't think he's too good for Franklin. Yeah, Gruden said he would suck in college football years ago. He said, man, I wouldn't know the first thing about college football, man. All those rules that they have in there, I'd be sanctioned to death in college football, man. Yeah, terrible drop. Virginia Tech's awful. I mean, they just got a first down. Their last 4 drives, punt, and halftime. They didn't score in the second quarter. Billy Napier, Matt Campbell, Byron Leftwich. He's the quarterback coach at freaking Colorado. And another 6-yard run for Virginia Tech. Can Virginia Tech get their heads out of their asses? Those rules are gone now. Explain why there's a North Carolina coach suspended. We got another cripple fight on our hands, boys. Cal, Virginia Tech. Handoff, maybe a yard. It's going to be 3rd and 3. How do you think Bandy smoked them? Huh? All right, 3rd and 3 for Virginia Tech. Jimbo Fisher. I would not want Jimbo Fisher. There's a reason he failed, and it's because he's a dinosaur. Another handoff. No, it's going to be another have to punt unless they go for it on 4th here at midfield. You could get a Vandy Georgia Tech first round playoff game. That is possible. The hell is that? 4th and 1. Virginia Tech going to go for it, draw with drones, and they'll convert. Jimbo Fisher is a hobbit. I'll do it. I'll take the ring to Mordor. But I do not know the way. Well, then you're not taking it to Mordor, are you? You're going to need a little help. The hell are you thinking? That's Sauron's ring, dude. You're not just going to waltz up into Mordor with some Gollum dude that crawls on the ground. Don't work like that. First and 10 for Vandy. Play action, ton of time, deep ball. Touchdown, Virginia Tech. Damn, threw a 50-yard dot there for a touchdown. Virginia Tech back on the board. This is the best counsel of Elrond. But why didn't they just fly the Eagles, though? Are they going to have to review this? Are they going to have to review this? Of course they are. What's Haynes King's Heisman odds? I'll tell you. It's probably not great. Let's see. Even on here? Plus 6,500. That's his odds. Yeah, we're going to have to review this. They're going to take this back, I guarantee you. They're going to wipe this touchdown off the board. No ACC player should be allowed the top 10 Heisman odds. Well, by that logic, no Vanderbilt player should be allowed in because historically you're ass. Right? Don't think about it too much. Bilbo Fisher. Is that like Dildo Swaggins? Skank Hunt? Let's see. Yep, they're going to wipe this touchdown off because the ball moved slightly. Basically, the ball has to be in a state like it's like the conditions are absolute zero and all motion has ceased. Yeah, actually, I mean, that ball kind of did hit the ground and he squeezed it between his helmet and the ground. To be fair, what's going on, Mr. Duggar? What's going on, buddy? All right, 2nd and 10 now after that touchdown got wiped. Handoff off tackle. Nothing going there. Nothing going. It'll be 3rd and 9 for Virginia Tech. Today marks 10 years since the miracle on Techwood Drive. Your boy was there. I was there. I remember it like it was yesterday. Also remember we went 3 and 9 that year, but that night was good. First time out for Virginia Tech. First time out. You guys know what would be really sad? Is if I was such an annoying jackass that the tech circles of the tech community, tech football community didn't want anything to do with me. So I just went and said stupid stuff in like Georgia shows endlessly. That would be probably the saddest thing I could do. You think Pitt is our hardest ACC team we play? I don't know. I thought that, but then I watched Pitt play. And they played like ass against Syracuse. The score didn't bear that out. But every other play in that Syracuse Pitt game was a penalty. Every other one. Well, then what are you doing here? You stay here for hours and hours and hours. Every single live stream. Like, are you okay? Honestly, like, it's to the point where, like, I'm a human being. And it is somewhat concerning. Like, despite who someone's roots for, I do care for them as human beings. And it's like, man, something has to be off. Something has to have gone horribly wrong. Let's get this game back underway.
Appreciate your live streams.
Appreciate it, Mr. Duggar. Appreciate the 5. Yeah, you're not wanted. That's why you're here, of course. Take you that long to figure that out? I saw that video, by the way. I saw that video in Athens of that guy. Every time something messed up happens, I see it's like, oh, that's in Athens, the Georgia fan. I think that's an instance where if someone's dressed up like that, trying to be funny, you should have the right to beat the living shit out of them right there. It's going to be 4th down for Virginia Tech. It's going to be 4th and 3. Are they going to go for it? They're going to kick a field goal, 52-yarder here for Virginia Tech. Looks good if it's got the distance. It does. So Virginia Tech will cut this to a 1-score lead. I'm surprised. I obviously Virginia Tech's not a good team, but Cal's dog shit. They had to travel all the way across the country, and Blacksburg's supposed to be a somewhat difficult place to play, except for no one's there. So it's not. Is Pyron still playing football? I believe, the last time I heard he was at South Alabama. Don't you love that they keep showing Georgia Tech on here? First time top 10 since 2014, highest ranking since 2009. Inside track to the college football playoff. Brian Kelly seeks top 5 victory. Oh, yeah, that's right. LSU hosts Texas A&M. I would be pissed. Look, as bad as we were under Collins, I showed up to all those games. I showed up to all of them. We got 8:45 to go in the third. Can Virginia Tech get a stop here? Last time Cal's offense was on the field was 45 minutes ago. Wow. Brody Rhodes is on the Tech coaching staff. That is why we're winning. You're probably right. Tech will probably have to go 11-1 or win the ACC to make the playoffs. I actually agree with that. 7-yard pickup for Cal. Yeah, I think Tech does not make it in the playoffs with 2 losses unless they're an automatic bid, meaning they win the ACC title game. Yeah, I agree with that. It's because Dante Smelter is on the staff. I didn't know Smelter was on staff. Handoff for Cal. First down, Cal. Man, Virginia Tech's defense, oh, now they're getting chippy. Got a tight end tied up. One of these Virginia Tech players. $7:49 to go in the third. And I feel a shit brewing. Hopefully we can make it through here. We could lose one ACC game and the ACC championship game and make the playoffs if we beat UGA. Yeah. Win over UGA would be big as far as the playoff picture. It would also be big for Georgia depending on their record coming into that game. In that case, let's say this. Let's say Georgia has 3 losses and they lose to Tech. Then they would be the biggest Tech fans ever. They would be praising Tech, be like, oh, well, that was like a top 10 or top 5 loss, though. Georgia Tech's a great team. I have not played PoE 2. Neither. I don't play MMOs, man. I don't play them. Not because I don't think they're good or anything, but there's so much time that you have to sink into that I don't have. 2nd and 21 for Cal now. Maybe Virginia Tech will get the stop they're looking for. Flushed out of the pocket, has to throw it away. Vandy at Tennessee could be a play-in game. Let's go look at Tennessee. I used to not really have a problem with Tennessee until I finally started seeing what their fans can be like, and they are obnoxious. So they've got 2 losses, so they can't take another loss. Probably. They lost to Georgia in a tight one, and they lost to Bama. So their losses aren't bad, but they don't have any good wins either. 4th and 21, Cal will have to punt. They've got at Kentucky, which Kentucky is one of the worst teams in the SEC, but they also can be tricky from time to time. They've got Oklahoma. They got to win that game. By New Mexico State at Florida. I could see they can't beat Florida to save their lives, can they? In the swamp. And then Vanderbilt. I think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think they could go 8 and I think they could have 5 losses. This big punt return for Virginia Tech might even be a touchdown, but it's going to come back for a clip or a hold. I mean, don't you think that Tennessee could lose to not to Kentucky, to Oklahoma, at Florida, Vandy? That would be 3 more losses, and they already got 2. Who is the most obnoxious fans in college? It's UGA. It's UGA. It's not even close. It's UGA fans. And it's because they're redneck shits, but they're also entitled. They have this air of entitledness about them whilst being drunken morons. That's not just a Tech answer, man. I'm telling you. It's that I know more about, first of all, I know more about Georgia football than the average Georgia football fan does. That's one thing. Miami would need fans for them to be up. They do have a lot of fans, though. They just don't show up for the games. Yeah, FSU fans are not obnoxious. You're right. They're annoying. A lot of people say Ohio State fans, but I've never dealt with Ohio State fans because, in fact, has Georgia Tech ever played Ohio State ever? It would not surprise me if we've never played Ohio State. Let's see. Slim did it. Georgia Tech and Ohio State played. Oh, and I got to say in football. So I guess we have played in football. When was the last time we played Ohio State? Ohio State has the #1 overall record. Like the best overall record. Yeah, I was about to say, it doesn't show. Georgia Tech and Ohio State have never played in football. Ever. That would be why. Jay Bell says, I've done work for Ohio State fans. They are horrible to deal with when it comes to football. Yeah, they might be the most entitled fans just from kind of an outside look and things I've heard. Because they wanted to fire Ryan Day in the same year they won a national title with him. In fact, just listening in to some of Lou's Collins show, there are more than a few Ohio State fans that think Ryan Day should be fired regardless of how many national titles he wins if he can't beat Michigan. Which in that case, I do agree with Lou. That's crazy. That's crazy. So many Ohio State fans live in Virginia. Super obnoxious. Yeah, I've just never. In fact, I don't think. I think I have had an Ohio State fan probably come in the comment section and live chat before, but it's not often. I can't remember the last time. All right, Drones picks. Oh, Drones gets knocked on his back by a Cal staffer. He basically ran into him. Damn, toughest hit Drones is taking this game is from this damn Cal assistant coach. He did get pushed into him, though. That Cal assistant coach kind of put his shoulder down on him, too. Damn. All right. 2nd and 6 now for Virginia Tech. 6:25 to go. All right. They'll make it 3rd and 2 with a draw here. Yeah, that coach was huge. That coach made me look small. Would probably make me look small, and I'm not a small guy. Have you had any Georgia Tech fans in the chat? I have had more than a few Georgia Tech fans that annoyed the ever-loving shit out of me. I will tell you that. Oh, big run, Virginia Tech. Oh, man, corner has to come out and clean it up. He about broke a touchdown there, though. Philo guy annoyed me. There's a bunch of the older fan base that will sometimes comment about the triple option. They've kind of died off now, either figuratively or possibly literally. There was a guy that commented on the video I did where Paul Johnson was interviewed on that radio show. Oh, touchdown Virginia Tech. Touchdown Virginia Tech. They're about to tie it up. And he commented like, I was enjoying listening to this until you were critical of Paul Johnson, like you lost a subscriber or something. And it's like, oh my God, that breaks my heart. I stay up at night worried about whether you're going to subscribe or not. There used to be a guy named Richard Leely that I actually blocked. He was so annoying. He's, I think, the only person I've ever blocked on the channel just because I was tired of listening to. And it was a tech fan. The guy shit on Brent Key from day one for no reason. Like, he wasn't a serious person. Georgia Tech's only top 10, graduate and all these different things. And then I looked him up. He owns like some do nothing HVAC company in Swanee, Georgia. I mean, it's just like, geez. Again, like, I don't mind people coming in here and trash talking, but when there's clearly nothing serious about it, it's like, I mean, what are you doing? You're like a 5-year-old that just keeps tapping someone on the shoulder until they go, "What?" It's annoying. No one cares. You know? Issue with a lot of tech fans is some of us are very pessimistic. Half my buddies aren't even enjoying the run we are on, but I mean, there's some of that. The thing, no. If I went to poop, it would be probably 15 minutes before I got back. My biggest gripe with a lot of tech fans is, what is the word for it? The pretentiousness of a lot of Georgia Tech fans. A lot of Georgia Tech fans will try and fangate you based on whether you went to the school and then also bitch about attendance. A lot of Tech fans will bitch about attendance and then get on Facebook groups and bitch about the ticket prices. I'm not going if it's $100 a ticket. Well, then shut up. Don't go. Like, you can't want, the Georgia Tech brand or Georgia Tech to be some kind of national name and also expect ticket prices to be less than $100. I saw a lot of Georgia Tech fans when we did the Hyundai deal. Yeah, I'm not going to games anymore. It's dumb. It irritates the fool out of me. And I honestly hope eventually those people just get weeded out of the fan base. I mean, what do you want? You're $300 million in debt. You're not going to stick your nose up to $75 million. What's wrong with you? Who the hell are you? And I guarantee you, not a single one of those guys that bitch about that in the Facebook groups donate anything to the school, go to the games, go to all the home games, contribute in any way. Why did people not like the Hyundai deal? Yeah, because they wanted to keep the, historic Grant Field thing, which I get. Again, it's like, I don't have to like it. But do you want to win? Do you want to win? Do you want better athletes? Do you want, do you like having Haynes King making plays for you? Do you want your defensive line to be better? It takes money. You got to get money to get to part of talent acquisition, or the main part of it now is money. So you can't stick your nose up to all this stuff and then say, why are we not winning? In other words, I expect us to compete for a national title, but I'm going to stick my nose up to any help that would get us there. Who cares? Take the money. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know what Pavia makes for Vanderbilt. I'm sure it's a good bit. And I'm sure he was offered a considerable amount of money by other SEC schools. I know for a fact Haynes King's been offered considerable money by other schools. And I mean for a fact. Over $2 million? Yeah. And he's worth it. Ooh, almost bobbled the snap there. Cal's going to be 3rd and 7, 3rd and 6. The only true L about the game being an MBS is when we win, we won't be able to storm the field and celebrate like we should. But also, that's also Georgia Tech fans' fault that game's in Mercedes-Benz. Isn't it? Because we let Georgia sell our stadium out. We allow that to happen. We sell our tickets to them. First down, Cal. Convert a 3rd and 7. Like, we don't show up to our own rivalry game. So I don't think we get to then say, well, it's messed up that the game's at Mercedes-Benz. We weren't selling out Bobby Dodd for that game. We weren't showing up at Bobby Dodd for that game. Now, the good news, I've given Tech a thorough tongue lash, and here are our fans. The good news is we are showing up now. The good news is the tide is turning. The good news is administration is taking football seriously now. The good news is you do have a football coach that can win games. That isn't running an archaic system that limits your recruiting. Let's go back up here. You need 15 to 20 million now. You mean for your roster? Ooh, we got a Virginia Tech player down. It's definitely fair. The only people that have a gripe are the people who have season tickets and either go to every game or make. Yes, and I get them being upset. Look, Tantor talked about it, the guy that I go with that buys the season tickets. Those tickets to Mercedes-Benz are incredibly expensive. Just go look right now. You're going to have trouble finding one for less than $150 in the nosebleeds. So if you're someone, like me, who's been to every single one of those over the past however many years, and then you're getting stuck to foot the bill for the other people that didn't show up, I understand that. And it sucks. Oh, it's 2020. Sorry. I should just go ahead and update the score as if they hit the extra point every time. Who do I think's the best player on offense, not including Haynes King or Jamal Haynes? Isaiah Canyon. I think it's Isaiah Canyon. It's either him or Malachi Hosley. Well, there's a scenario. Let's say we beat Georgia in the Benz. Both of us are top 5. There's a scenario we could match up with Georgia in the playoffs for a rematch. We could lose to Georgia, win the ACC, rematch with Georgia, beat them in the playoffs. That could happen too. Why are your tickets free? You got yours for 115-ish in my dang seat. Let me go look right now, like on SeatGeek or something, what these tickets are going for. Oh, Virginia Tech, Sacks, old Sagapadooty Duty. Let's just go look at the old SeatGeek. Not sponsored. From $183. Oh, you're a graduate student. Okay. Student tickets are free. Let's just say we're hunting one ticket. I mean, front row 1165, 882 for like a really good ticket, 600. So if you want to be anywhere around the 50 and the lowers, you're spending at least $500 per ticket. Now you're not going to want to go by yourself. So there's $1,000 right there. That's $1,000. If they make the playoffs, only have to pay 30 even at a road game. Well, that's pretty good. I mean, you'll be in the corner, but you still get to go to a playoff game, which is pretty good. Well, it's awesome, actually. All right, 1st and 10 for Virginia Tech. 158 rushing yards to only 19 for Cal. Is that in the whole game? Under 2 minutes to go in the third here. Virginia Tech got some momentum back. You paid $284 a piece for 2 tickets. Damn. Damn. It's a lot of money. What, like almost $560 or something? All right, Virginia Tech. Almost a first down. Going to be 3rd and short for Virginia Tech here. Let's look at what Georgia Tech Syracuse tickets are. From 48. Okay. Let's see what decent tickets are. About $200. There's a lot on there too. No, there was a good bit left. I mean, yeah, there's a good bit left on here. I shouldn't say a good bit. I mean, I don't know. Does it tell you? I wish 104 listings. So I say a good bit. There's 104 on there. Oh, Cal's going to get a rough in the passer. Drones is still on the ground. They'll pick him up. Yeah, we'll have probably as many as we did for Virginia Tech. Late flag because he didn't get up. Yeah, you got to sell it. You got to sell it. Quarterbacks got to sell it in today's college football. So Virginia Tech will get a first down off that. Yeah, I don't like the call. I don't like that call. And I'm rooting for Virginia Tech here, but that's kind of pussy stuff. Now Drones, he was just on the ground. He's going to take off to the 40, to the 30, down to about the 25. Virginia Tech threatening to take a lead here at the end of the third. So we'll go into the fourth here, tied 20 apiece. All right. You want Vandy at Oregon round 1. Okay. What exactly is the capacity of our current? Yeah, I want to say you're right. It's like 52. It was 55, and then we lost about 3,000 seats with the Ed Center construction. It's easier to fly to Oregon than Nashville. See you at the flats, Mr. Burns. Yeah, I'll see you there. All right, I got to pee. All right. Yeah, this man's in Vietnam. Did you have to seek asylum? What'd you do here? They run you out of the country? You had to. You're exiled. Are you exiled? Fourth quarter. Fourth quarter. The woke versus right wing Twitter battle. Yeah, I saw the Calgorithm going at it with them. Tomorrow will be a test if our Jackets can stand up and play like champions. Yeah, we will see. IRS told me to work in office 5 days. I said, shove it. Yeah, I'll be honest with you. I don't agree, or I don't understand. Well, I actually do understand. The reason a lot of them are wanting you to work 5 days in office now is because of the commercial real estate market. That's why. But I mean, if like where I work, it's like 3 days in office, 2 days at home. Which is preferable to me because I need to be around people physically or I get depressed. Score prediction for tomorrow's game. I gave it on the stream last night. I want to say I said like 31-16, I think is what I said. Which would not amount to us covering, but interviewing the interim here. Tie ball game going into the fourth in Blacksburg, Virginia Tech threatening to score here, and they have the momentum. 35-10, 42-17. All right. Toss sweep for Virginia Tech. Runs over a guy and runs over an ACC crew member. Why is it that every crew member, when you see the running back coming toward you or whatever player, every one of them stand there like this and don't move at all and fall flat on their back like they've been shot? Why does every single one of them do that? You just move. Just move. What are you doing? 2nd and 7. Play action. Drones throws deep downfield, intercepted in the end zone. Intercepted, thrown into double coverage in the end zone. Cal will get it on the 20. Virginia Tech's going to lose this game. What a dog shit team. Let's see what he saw here. So they're in cover 3. And then the corner does a good job at just dropping back with his guy because they didn't have a route underneath them. Yeah. What are you doing? Oh, me. I think if Cal scores here, they probably going to win this game. I like Virginia Tech offensively. Now all the momentum's back with Cal. Play action, quick screen. Flag comes in, and they're going to get a late hit. There's going to be 2 flags. I think one for a hold on Cal, one for a dumbass late hit on the gobble gobble Tex here. Every one of these I watch is a damn cripple fight. I get why people make fun of the ACC. I do. These teams are awful. So it's going to be a hold on Cal and a personal foul, late hit out of bounds on Virginia Tech. Holding Cal after the play, personal foul, dumbassery on Virginia Tech. Could a high school team beat one of these teams? No. They could probably come close, though. Foxborough High School could beat North Carolina right now, though. Oh, that late hit out of bounds was actually kind of close. It looked worse live, but looking back at the replay, he was still kind of in bounds when he got hit. First and 10 for Cal now. They're on their own 25. Yes, an FCS team could beat. Well, FCS team has beat Virginia Tech multiple times, Old Dominion. Old Dominion has a pretty good record against Virginia Tech. Yeah, Virginia Tech's got Vanderbilt fans and Georgia Tech fans rooting for them. And they're shitting their pants. 2nd and 6 now for Vandy. Pretty good tackle there. Oh, ball's out. Ball's out. I think Cal got it back, though. They're wrestling for it. There's nuts being grabbed. There's Ole being checked. Who are they going to give possession of this ball to? They're trying to pull away Cal players. Everyone's on the ground wrestling for this thing. I think Cal's got it, though. Both teams pointing opposite ways. What a hit here. That ball came out. Man, he knocked that ball out like 8 feet into the air. Looks like Cal gets the ball back, though. It's going to be 3rd and 4. 3rd and 4 for Cal. Boy, Virginia Tech needs a stop here after an ugly interception. Oh, ball's rolled on the ground. Sega Patootie Woody has the fall on it. They rolled that ball back there. Oh, Old Dominion's in the Sun Belt. He said FCS team. Yeah, I mean, damn. Probably an FCS team, though. Yeah, good job there by Cal's quarterback just to fall on that thing. Spit on that thing. 4th and 12, Cal will have to punt. Ball's away. Pretty good punt's not going to be fielded. Actually, it's not the greatest punt. It checked up shorter than I thought. Virginia Tech's going to take over on their own 35. All right, Virginia Tech. Can we not turn the ball over and score instead? Oh, we got a commercial with Obama on it. Virginia Tech. Can we not turn the ball over again? America needs you. Yeah, Cal's 5-2. Now, I know you have an interim coach, but you can still win this game. Reck, I know this is probably beating a dead horse, but did you see Norvell's response to the Stanford loss, literally speaking a ton and saying nothing? I think I saw some of it, and it was just a bunch of jumbled nonsense. I mean, look, I said it in the power ranking video, but there's something fundamentally wrong with Florida State. There's something fundamentally wrong at every level of that program. And I, for one, think it's absolutely hilarious. Ontario had commercials mocking tariffs using Reagan, but Trump blocked them. Well, how can Trump block what commercials run in Canada? I don't know that the snub did break them. Like, yeah, they had that 11-0 regular season. What did they do before? They've been trying to, they've had 2 good seasons, really. Had 3 good seasons since Bobby Bowden left. And Bobby Bowden was starting to suck ass on his way out. Let's go look at, the past 10, 15 years of Florida State football. When did Bobby Bowden leave? Let's go look back through their, they're 3-4 right now. Obviously, they were 2-10 last year. Then they had the 2023 season we already talked about. They went 13-1. They were 10-3 before that. 2021, they were 5-7. 2020, they were 3-6 in the COVID year. 2019, they were 6-7. 2018, they were 5-7. That's right. Mike Norvell's missed the bowl 5. How many times has he missed the bowl? 4 or 5 times now. 2017, they were 7-6. 16, they were 10-3. 10-3. And 15. 14. Yeah, 14's when they won it, right? No, it wasn't. They lost to Oregon. But yeah, I mean, you look at the past 10 years of their program, they've had multiple bowlless seasons. They were kind of broke going into it. What is Mike Norvell's record? At Florida State. He's 36-31. He's 20-24 in conference play. Toss sweep for Virginia. Big run here. All the way down to the 30. Virginia Tech threatening again. Let that sink in. This team that's bitch whined, complained, sued the hell out of everybody, said they're too good for the ACC. Their head coach has a losing record in the conference. Losing record. That's right. You can find FSU t-shirts in Anchorage, Alaska, though. That's right. All right, 1st and 10 from the Cal 30 for Virginia Tech here. What are we doing? Why don't we stop and play? We got to review this thing to see where he went out of bounds. We got to review this thing too. All right, I guess not. 1st and 10. Or I don't know. What are we doing? What are we doing here? Come on. Let's play the game. You play to win the game. You play to win the game. 11 minutes to go here in the fourth. Virginia Tech threatening. Not much going on a run up the middle. To be fair, most teams need maybe not a superstar quarterback, but to be good, you need a good quarterback in college, particularly in college football. So it's going to be 2nd and 8 here for Virginia Tech. Read option here. Drones pulls, and he's not going to get much. It's going to be 2nd and 6 maybe. Or 3rd and 6, I'm sorry, coming up. All right, under 10 minutes to go in the fourth now. Tied 20 apiece. Boomerang motion here for Virginia Tech. Fake it to him, cut it up with a little Haynes King-like play. He's going to be short, though, I think. Let's see where they spot this thing. I didn't see where the line to gain was. He needed 6 yards. Now, they did get the first. They just didn't have the yellow line for me, and I couldn't see the marker. So, first down, Virginia Tech. All right. On the Cal 25. Handoff. They'll pick up about 5 yards. I don't know why Virginia Tech would attempt to throw a whole lot. Doing well on the ground. They did learn a thing or two from us. I don't know that I'd seen teams running that fake pitch thing until Buster at Tech. They probably have. Seems like more teams run it now, though. 2nd and 5. Another handoff up the gut. That's going to make it 3rd and 2, depending on the spot. See if Virginia Tech can rattle off some clock here and take a lead. 8:22 to go in the fourth here. Clock's running. 3rd and 2 for Virginia Tech. Trying to get the right play in. On a 47-yard drive. 4:15 thus far on the drive. Clock under 8 minutes. Another handoff up the gut. They'll get it. They'll get it and then some. 1st and 10. Gobble, gobble on them Hokies. They do what? They get their car keys out and dangle them like you're trying to entertain a 3-year-old on 3rd downs? Was that to hold their attention or something because they're watching Virginia Tech and they're awful? First and 10, Virginia Tech. They're in the red zone now. Pull by Drones. A lot of room in front of them. Touchdown, Virginia Tech. Gobble, 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 gobble. Touchdown, Virginia Tech. All right, Virginia Tech got their head out of their asses. All right. Extra point is good. So Virginia Tech will go up 27-20, 7-11 to go in the fourth. And Cal all of a sudden is the one playing shitty. Hold on one second. All right. Helps Vandy's playoff ranking. Well, I mean, they'll be 3-5 instead of 2-6. I don't know how much that helps. All right, can Virginia Tech hold a lead here in the fourth? Pete McGuy, my Montana Grizzlies about to kick off. Okay. Sorry. Blue Jays up 9-2, huh? Yeah, the Friday night pillow fight. Like cripples fighting with pillows here. By the way, I won't be streaming the late night game tomorrow night. Yeah, I love how Cal, a school you can see the Pacific Ocean from, is an Atlantic Coast Conference. Yeah, well, we ought to just rename it. That was a good idea. The whole All Coast Conference thing was that's what they should rename it to. You could still call it the ACC, but it's instead of Atlantic Coast, it's All Coast. Vandy, are you betting on baseball, man? You degenerate. All right, all right. American Coastal Conference. Yeah, there's an idea. You got Dodgers large. Yeah, okay. Cal only has 14 second half yards, guys, and we've got 7-11 to go in the fourth. What an absolute embarrassment. Got a short kickoff here, fielded on the 7 by Cal. And they'll bring it out to what, like the 27, 28? All right, so Cal down 7 minutes to go and 5 seconds. See what we can do here. Obviously, we have to go to a commercial break. Obviously. Who does Rec think Virginia Tech's coach will be in the spring? If you spell my name right, I might answer it. Just maybe. It's not like it's on the screen for you. I think James Franklin would be a really good hire for them. I don't know if that's who they'll end up hiring. But I think that would be a good hire. 680 will say Brent Key. Now, Brent, there's a 0, and I mean 0% chance Brent Key goes to Virginia Tech. Why in the world would he go to Virginia Tech? Why would he go to a worse situation? I will be in Super Troopers 3. Do you boys like Mexico? Yeah. Did you pick Vandy to beat Mizzou? I like Mizzou in that game. I'm not just saying that to cut it Vandy dandy. But I do like Mizzou on that game, even though they're on the road. But I hope Vanderbilt wins. I hope Vanderbilt wins. I would like to play Vanderbilt in the playoffs. Nerd Bowl in the playoffs would be lit. Pecking order for Major League Sports. I don't really watch pro sports, period. The NBA's trash. Baseball's boring. I mean, I literally just watch college football. That's what I do. GTUVA ACC title would be great. Do you think Virginia Tech is an upgrade from Penn State? No, but they fired Franklin, so yeah. I think Virginia Tech will be better with James Franklin than Brent Pry, though. I do think that. Pray for LA. You say that like there's wildfires ripping through there again, man. It's just you have money on them. Oh, Bobby here landed. Bobby's in the ATL. Welcome to Atlanta, where the players play. Then, how about that? 1st and 10 for Cal. Throw incomplete. Good defense. What is NRL in the football? What is NRL? Rugby league? Rugby? What are you talking about, mate? Rugby? We get some Crocodile Dundee stuff in here, man. 2nd and 10. Cal back to throw. Throws. Woo! Tight coverage. Ends up completing it, but he doesn't get much out of it. I will be at the game tomorrow. Yes, section 106. I forget what row. It's like row 26 or something. Come out of the tunnel, look up to your right. Back to throw for Cal. Throws. Man's wide open. Big completion. Huge 3rd and 8 conversion for Cal. Just let the guy get behind him. That almost looked like blown coverage there. He had no help over the top and let that guy get behind him. 1st and 10 now. Cal on the Virginia Tech side of the field. Throw complete. Appreciate the $2.
Why does Georgia Tech like to wear white at home?
Why does Georgia Tech like to wear white at home? Because white is awesome. They've always done that, though. They've always worn white at home. I don't know if there's some reason for it, some historical reason. 2nd and 3 now for Cal. Play action, back to throw, pump fake, throw. 1 missed tackle. 1st down. 5:23 to go in this ball game. Appreciate the $2, Mr. Smith. Bobby Dodd wanted to. Is that why? All right, getting some substitutions on defense for Virginia Tech now. 1st and 10, clock under 5 minutes. Virginia Tech up 27-20. Throw complete. Cal now down to the 10. So Cal on the Virginia Tech 10, threatening to score with 4:40 to go in the game, down 7. All right, you'll be in 103, so you'll be to my right. Man, Cal substituting some people here. Bring in everyone's substituting. There's just people running. It's like looking at an anthill you stepped on, people running around. Handoff. They get good yards out of it, though. 2nd and goal from the 5 for Cal now. Clock under 4 minutes to go in this game. Virginia Tech's got 2 timeouts. Cal with 3 timeouts. What are we gonna do? What are we gonna do? What are we gonna do? All right. 3:35 to go. Clock still rolling. Handoff. Nothing going. No gain. 3rd and goal from the 5 for Cal. They do have 3 timeouts, though. If they had to settle for a field goal, they could do that. But Virginia Tech's been rolling on offense, and they've been running the ball well. So they probably go for it here instead of kicking a field goal, even though they do have 3 timeouts. Clock going under 3 minutes now. 3rd and goal from the 5. Play action. Sacked. Ball's out. Cal recovers, though. 2:50 to go. Cal's quarterback's down. There's a flag. I swear to God, if they do some roughing the passer nonsense on this. What's the flag? Is it a hold? Did they call roughing the passer? They called roughing the passer on that? Are you kidding me? How is that roughing the passer? Because he went down to the ground with him? Where's he supposed to go? Where's he supposed to go? He's supposed to hit him and then back away? I mean, it shouldn't be roughing the passer then. It should be a personal foul. Like unnecessary roughness or something. So they get a 1st down out of that. That's unbelievable. That's unbelievable. Touchdown Cal, it looks like. They haven't signaled it. Nope, they do signal it. Yeah, interim coach for Virginia Tech is hot, and he should be. I mean, like, that's a dog shit penalty. I don't want to hear about makeup. Get the calls right. That's so bad. I mean, we've literally got to the point where you can't hit a quarterback. I remember this happened when Tech played Duke in Key's interim year. Same exact stuff, except it was even more Mickey Mouse than that. Gavin Nichols says that's one of the worst calls I've ever seen, especially one of the softest ones. Again, like he's wrapping him up to tackle him for the sack. What's he supposed to do? Pick him up and gently put him down on the ground? What is he supposed to do? How do you avoid a penalty there? Let him complete a touchdown pass instead of drawing a rough the passer? I do not understand that. So I guess they're saying, well, you got 2 bad roughing the passer calls. They even out. Game's tied up. About to be 27 apiece. Yeah, Sarcastable. We're watching Sarcastable. So they do hit the extra point. We're tied 27 apiece, 2:34 to go in this game. Cal has all 3 timeouts. Virginia Tech with 2. Should we, if this is how they want to call the game, Should we not have post-game referee press conferences? Or at least you have one representative for the officials that has to answer questions. Don't you think we should have that if we're going to have this kind of horse shit in college football? I do. No, I'm not saying have every referee out there. Have one representative for them. Y'all have a meeting after the game, discuss all the calls, and then have a press conference. Maybe you don't even have to have it right after the game. Maybe you have it Monday after the game. I don't know. Because that might not even be the ref's fault. That might be what they're told to do. That's probably what they're told to do. So whoever's decision that is should tell us why. Short kick, Virginia Tech, one cut, got some room. Nah, he'll get taken down at about the 27, 26. Because I'll tell you, like when I officiated basketball, you would have meetings before the season. And they would say, these are the points of emphasis we want you to have, right? We want more travels called or something or whatever it is. So it could vary. I'm sure that's what they're told to do. All right, 1st and 10 for Virginia Tech here. Read option for drones. He'll pick up about 8 or 9. All Virginia Tech needs is a field goal. That's all they need. They're going to take another snap before the 2-minute timeout on their own 29, or they won't. Now, we'll go into the 2-minute timeout. Virginia Tech with the ball on their own 29, tied 27 apiece. Oh, yeah, I haven't watched the NBA in some time. They haven't called travels for a long time. You can take 4 steps with the ball, not dribble, doesn't matter. Double dribble doesn't exist, not a thing in the NBA. Offensive fouls, not a thing. Like there's no charge, or it's rare. It's rare. Like I wonder how many times LeBron's been called for a charge in his entire career. Oh yeah, sitting in the paint. Like if you're in like in the NBA, you have 3 refs, right? You have like one on either side of the key. One's back, one's further up, and you rotate up and back based on where the ball is, and then you have one kind of under the basket offset. If you're under the basket, when you see an offensive guy come in, you're supposed to be counting 1, 2, whatever that, they don't call it. Do you watch Tech hoops? No. They haven't really given me a reason to watch them. I'm not a basketball fan, so I'm a casual fan. They haven't given me a reason to watch them. It used to be a rule in the NBA that you couldn't play zone defense. You were forced to play man-to-man. And then we'd play internationally and get our asses drugged. It's like, oh, we're not actually playing basketball here. Go figure that. They changed that, but that's still the rules. You still have to play man-to-man defense. You can't play zone defense in the NBA still. Yeah, 04 I remember. That's when we had Jarrett Jack. Then we had that Bynum kid. We had Luke Schencher from Australia. Yeah, we went all the way to the finals and lost to UConn. Probably if you're more, if you are more than X distance away from your guy, they probably call you. Man-to-man is required in the NBA to increase scoring. Well, it's to increase scoring, and it's also so that your stars get to make spectacular plays. That's also why. All right, back to it here. Oh, yeah, they're showing this. We remember this. This guy goes to walk into the end zone, gets the ball punched out at the 1-inch yard line. All right, 2nd and 1 with 2 minutes to go. Virginia Tech. Another drone read. Bunch of running room. To the 50, 40, all the way down to field goal range. Virginia Tech all the way on the other end of the field. Huge run, probably 30-yard run for drones here. Just a simple read option gets on the perimeter. Virginia Tech in field goal range, boys. Yeah, that would be like the NFL saying you can't play zone defense. You have to man up everywhere. Because we want our stars to, shine. Just inside of field goal range here with 131. Handoff up the gut. They'll pick up about 3. So they're going to want to run clock. You'll have to wonder when Cal starts calling their timeouts now. Did they just call one? Yep, first timeout for Cal. So Cal will have 2 timeouts remaining. Minute 25 to go. Virginia Tech punter from Spartanburg, or kicker from Spartanburg. It's going to be 2nd and 7 for Virginia Tech coming out of this timeout. Yeah, that's also messed up. Like if you're a running quarterback, you don't get a roughing the passer. Like how is a penalty dependent on what type of player you are? It's insane. Drones isn't that fast. Like, yeah, he's a mobile guy, but he's not the fastest quarterback out there. Second and 7. Another read option for drones. He'll pick up about 5, so we're going to have 3rd and 2 here, or 3rd and 3. Cal will take their second timeout, I'm sure. Yep. So Cal with 1 minute left, I think 1:21 to go in this game. Virginia Tech now well into field goal range. The SEC will call penalties if they mess with Pavia. Are there any NFL rules that are superior to college football? I mean, one that comes to mind, it's down by contact I like. But not off the top of my head. No, I mean, you have to have 2 feet in, I guess. I don't know that that's superior, though. 3rd and 3 for Virginia Tech. Flag. False start. Please say they don't take a false start here. What are you doing? False start, Virginia Tech. That is a massive penalty. Massive penalty. It's going to be 3rd and 8 now. Who jumped? The left tackle? Yep. 3rd and 8, minute 21 to go. Another read option for drones. They'll get back to where they were originally. Cal will take their third time out. Be a minute 17 to go. So what? It takes 4 seconds probably to kick this thing. So Cal will get this ball back with about a minute 12 to go in the game. Down 3. Yeah, I agree with that. Well, I don't know. It does, like in college, if you get beat bad, you can just grab your guy. And instead of giving up a touchdown, you're penalized 10 yards. But a bad PI call hurts you way worse in the NFL, right, for the same reasons. On a deep ball. All right, 45-yard attempt here to take the lead for Virginia Tech. Looks good. He doinked it. He doinked it. He hit the upright. So now, how many yards does Cal need to get into field goal range here? This thing could go to overtime. He doinked it off the right upright, didn't he? Yep, hit it square on, too. Jeez. What are you doing? What are you doing? All right, Cal hand this ball off. One cut. Pretty good yards. Pick up about 8 yards. Minute and 5 to go. Now, Virginia Tech has 2 timeouts. Under a minute now. Back to throw. I'm not so sure they didn't get away with a clip there. Helmet comes off a Sega Patootie duty. They will pick up the first, though, so he'll have to come out of the game. How's that work with a running clock? Guess I'll have to substitute. Yeah, the false start killed him. Clock should be running now. Why is the clock not running? All right, now it's running. Got to run in their backup. 1st and 10. This should just be a handoff with your backup. Yeah. They'll pick up about 4. Clock still running. They'll have to run back in Saga Patootie duty. (22, 21, 20). Back to throw. Complete. Right. Oh, there's a late flag, too. They're going to get a target. And Cal's going to be able to walk this game off with a field goal. Personal foul. Targeting. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. So now we got to sit here to review this. Let's see. Yeah, that's going to be targeting per the rule. I'm just telling you. What did you call them? The chokies? Boy, that is what they are, the damn chokies. They had this game won, didn't they? You think it's going to overtime? I hope not, man. I don't want to watch any more of this cripple fight. It did get entertaining, though, here toward the end in a tie game. Oh, man. What are we doing? I think that is going to be targeting, though. I'm up all night to get I'm up all night to get lucky. I'm up all night to watch Chokey. I'm up all night to watch a hokey chokey. Let's just give them both a loss and get out of here. What do you think? Looking good tonight, I know. You saying I don't look good other nights? What are you saying? It was overturned. No targeting. Y'all must be ahead of me. He was defenseless and there was helmet to helmet, so I figured they'd say that was targeting. It is the beard oil. How much did the hair transplant cost? What hair transplant? Okay, so 12 seconds left. That's kind of crazy, though, because that stops the clock. Oh, I guess the clock was still running, so they had to go out there and clock it. So it's 2nd and 10. They're a yard outside of the career long for their kicker. Eight seconds left, but they don't have any timeouts. They have no timeouts left. So they really need to run an out route. They got to run something to the boundary. Virginia Tech will take a timeout here. Trying to yank my chain. I don't need anyone yanking my chain. If you want to know how much my hair transplant cost, I ain't telling you. All right, let's see if this guy can get a new career long here. Nine seconds left, so they'll have enough time to run a play. But if they don't get out of bounds or a first, they're hosed. He just chunks it. He chunks it 10 yards out of bounds. So that was a very efficient use of that play. All right, 49-yard attempt, 1 yard longer than his longest field goal. Virginia Tech will take their final timeout to ice him. He's going to make this thing, though. You watch. He's going to make this thing. The thing is, if he misses, they'll get the ball back with like 2 seconds left, right where he's kicking it from. Yeah, I wouldn't have iced him either because you might, well, I guess you don't have enough time to run 2 plays. Either way, if he misses it, they're going to have enough time to throw a Hail Mary. 49-yard attempt. 6 seconds left. Ball's down. Kicks up. He missed it. He missed it right. And was he short as well? 1 second left on the clock. 1 second left on the clock. So Virginia Tech will have 1 second to run one play. It wasn't short. All right. So Cal bring out their prevent. This game probably going to overtime. Good grief. What are you doing to me? What are you doing to me? I just wanted to get out of here and maybe play some Dark Souls before I go to bed. That's all I wanted. Guys, I think you run a screen here. Don't you think? They're going to take a knee? They're going to take a knee? How to say that anyone else would have tried to chunk that thing as far as they could and just to see if something happened. I guess they're afraid they're going to get it picked off and taken all the way back. Oh, my God. Guess we're going to overtime, boys. Pay Pete. What did you have, Pete? What'd you have? I don't even know what the line was on this game or what you bet, if you bet the line. Can you bet that the game will not end in regulation? Is that a thing? Over 51. Okay. Pay Pete then. Pay Pete. Pay Pete. Where's my marker? Where's my eraser? What do we do with our eraser, boys? Here it is. Hey, Pete. Do you think the name Pete has enough E's in it? The way he spells it? Yes, you can bet for it to go to overtime. Okay, I didn't know you could bet that. That has to be a big payout. Like, what do you get if you bet the game will go to overtime and it does? It has to be like triple your money or something, right? I learned something today, which is hard to do when you know as much as I do. I yearn to learn something new that I didn't know. Yeah, we could be in purgatory that we have to watch more of this game. Is this purgatory or is it just hell? What circle of hell is it? Certainly not the first circle. That's the circle of the unbaptized, and like Moses and Abraham are down there. It's got to be at least the fourth. Oh my God. Honestly, Virginia Tech doesn't deserve to win this game, but I hope they do. Can we just get on with this? I'm also hungry, and I might just go to Waffle House after this. I guess Cal lost the toss. They'll be on offense first. Yeah, this is the Dante Bowl. You're right. Play action, throw, caught, touchdown, one play. First play in overtime, Cal, touchdown, tight end, right up the seam. And this quarterback is dog shit for Cal. This man's a turnover machine. You're making him look like damn Joe Montana out there. What a complete disgrace to football. I guess we should be somewhat happy, though, because I don't think Virginia Tech scoring on this their next possession. I spelled my name like Rodney Pete. I've said this. Well, I never heard it. And that still don't mean that 3 E's is 2 E's too many, man. Should just be pet, P-E-T. You got 2 E's too many. And you could say, well, you have a W in your name. Right. Wreck. There's a W instead of wreck that just has an R. It's two totally different things. All right. Virginia Tech got a score now to continue this Dante's fourth circle of hell bowl. Pitch, waft on a block, cuts it back, and he's still on his feet. Damn, he run about 60 yards to get 7 out of that. All right, see you, man. Yeah, this guy ran like 60 yards to pick up 7. I need to mirror my screen so that what I write isn't backwards. How I do that? Another read option that Cal cannot stop. Drone's still on his feet. Drones is going to score. They do score. Holy shit. Holy shit. Oh my God. What are we doing? What are we doing? Kansas versus Kansas State. Will there be OT? Yes, it's plus 1,300. Okay. I am busted and I am betting everything on the Dodgers game too. Well, if you don't like money, go ahead and do that. Go ahead and give it away. Extra point is good. Now Virginia Tech will take over. They'll have to go right back out on offense. Is it the second overtime or after the second overtime you have to start going for 2? All right, let me see if I can flip my video here. There we go. See, I did it. Now everything that you see is the right way. Second overtime. This brings back bad memories for me. The over's looking good. Yeah, that's why we have Pay Pete behind me here. I am a big-time streamer. I flipped my video so that I didn't have to remember if I wanted to point to something that's over my right shoulder. I had to use my left hand to do it. All right. The whole team looks better now. That's good. Yeah, I flipped my video and damn scored. All right, right back out on offense on the other side of the field now. Virginia Tech. Why not keep running it until they stop it? Another read option, keeper with drones. He'll pick up 8. Second and 2, second overtime, tied 34 apiece. Do you know the owner of King's Ransom, or is that you? I'm not the owner of King's Ransom. You think the game will end on a pick? Handoff up the middle, first down, Virginia Tech. All right. So you need Virginia Tech to win by a touchdown, which you're in the scenario for that now. Because if they score here, Cal's not kicking a field goal, they lose. They'd have to score. False start on Virginia Tech. False start on Virginia Tech? What are we doing? Goddamn retards. Critical situation after critical situation, these guys false start. Is it the same guy? Now they're 1st and 15. So if Virginia Tech kicks a field goal, Vandy Dandy is screwed. Another read option for Drones. They're on it this time, though. He only picks up about a yard. Had 2 bets tonight, over in the World Series, over in this game. Both went way over. All right, well. Hashtag eat nose ball. Is that all on the screen? Yeah, good. Eat nose ball. He just does. All right, 2nd and 14 for Virginia Tech. They're going to throw, complete, makes a move, gets a lot of it back. So I guess it's going to be 3rd and 4. Does this game mean anything to Georgia Tech at all? It might, but without knowing how things end up, there's no way to say. I mean, we want Virginia Tech to win. We don't play Cal. We did beat Virginia Tech, so we need Virginia Tech to win. I don't know how much that'll help. Probably not much, if at all, but Virginia Tech losing can only hurt. 3rd and 3 for Virginia Tech. RPO, throw, touchdown. Did he hold on to it? Are we going to have to review it? Are we going to have to look at the ball moving a millimeter? As of now, touchdown Virginia Tech off the RPO. Boy, he threw that ball behind him, too. Of course, we're going to have to review this. Of course. Okay, you got to go for 2 here? I guess we're not reviewing. I don't know. I can't hear. Oh, them going for 2 could bone Vandy Dandy. If they don't get this and win by 6, you lose. Jeez. Two-point conversion. What is it? We got a timeout? Fine. Okay, timeout Virginia Tech. Honestly, I think they should do away with timeouts in overtime. You guys let me know what you think. But what happens is you're going to, every single time in this situation, you're going to look at their defensive, whatever defensive look they're giving you, and call a timeout, and then call another play. So it just prolongs the game further. Why do you need a timeout in overtime? There's no clock. Virginia Tech. I want Virginia Tech to win. All right. Man, they're like in a full house backfield here. Virginia Tech for the 2-point play action. Drones cuts up. They convert. Vandy Dandy's butthole untightens a little. Yeah, man. The read option here, and I don't think this was a read. Let's see what the play was. He acted like he had an option to throw that. So he just cut it up. Big now. Cal's behind the 8 ball now. They got to score and get a 2-point conversion. Oh, we got some Virginia Tech fans in here. Flushed out of the pocket, throw out of bounds. Going to be 2nd and 10 for Cal. Yeah, well, all right, Hokies. We were calling you Chokies, but you're in this thing. Second and 10, second overtime. Damn it. About looked like Virginia Tech was offsides. That should have been a touchdown. He had a guy open. And there's going to be a flag for targeting, I think. I think there's going to be a flag. God almighty. He missed the catch, and it looked like he took a shot helmet to helmet while he was falling down after he missed the catch. Personal foul, targeting. This is the game that never ends. It just goes on and on, my friends. Cal's quarterback is really good. What? What are you talking about? What are you talking about?
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
This guy? Let's look up his stats. 10 touchdowns and 7 interceptions. Is that good? Is that really good? Are you being sarcastic? So they picked up one of these. That was kind of dumb for that Virginia Tech player. Calls overturned. So it's not targeting. So it's going to be 3rd and 10. He still had no reason to even make contact with the receiver, though. He should have seen the ball bouncing. Maybe he didn't see it. Maybe he thought he had the ball.
I appreciate you, Wreck.
Appreciate the $2. 3rd and 10. Back, low snap, but still fields it. Steps up in the pocket, takes off running. That's got to be an illegal forward pass. That's got to be an illegal forward pass. He was way beyond the line of scrimmage. Maybe I'm wrong. 4th and 10. Can I see that again? Did it not look like he was beyond the line of scrimmage? He threw that ball. All right, it's going to come down to this 4th and 10. Cal needs 10 yards. Or they got to fly back to the state of Cal, California. He was clearly 100% behind it. Okay. It just seemed like he ran forever before he threw that forward, but I've been wrong about simpler things. Timeout, Cal. So they both get one timeout for the entire overtime period as opposed to one per each overtime. Is that how it works? Must be, because Virginia Tech doesn't have a timeout. All right, here we go. 4th and 10 comes down to this. Cal's got to get to the 15. They're going to change the play. Virginia Tech's got a safety over the middle that's like 30 yards or 25 yards deep. Back to throw. Throws. Incomplete. No flag. Virginia Tech will beat the juggernaut. Let's see if they rush the field here. You think they rush the field? All right. Vandy Dandy wins his bet. Pete wins both of his bets. That's the final. Finally, this game ends. 2 overtimes. Virginia Tech will take down the California Bears. Boy, if he would have thrown that any better, he probably would have completed that thing. 7 had the position on his defender. He was inside of him. All right, Virginia Tech, you get a golf clap from me. Good job. Good job. Well, I appreciate everyone coming in. I appreciate all the super chats. I appreciate you watching this cripple fight with me. Oh man, the interim's emotional. I'll turn on closed caption and see what he's saying. Coach, amazing defensive stop there, but it was your run game. The guys were talking about drones in the run game. 357 yards. Why was that aspect of your offense so effective? You know, they're a tough defense and they have the ball all year. You know, felt like we had to find some +1 runs, and Cameron really stepped off the back, stepped up the O-line. Great job. Our defense stepped up there. You know, it's a complete win, and I mean 3 phases. Couldn't be happier for these guys. Crowd was amazing at the end. Just unbelievable. I see a lot of emotion from you. When you won, you screamed and hugged your wife, and then you grabbed her titties. What does that mean? Well, I know I'm getting some tonight. It's going to be great. So, also, I'm probably going to get fired at the end of the year because I'm just an interim. You got to get wins where you can. All of that's exactly off the teleprompter. All right. We'll see you boys tomorrow. You guys have a great night. Talk to you guys next time.